Have you ever stood in a supermarket during the first snowfall of the year and watched the shelves empty? The bread, the milk, the eggs, gone in, or worse. It's a strange, modern ritual, a kind of collective, low-grade panic, and it reveals a deeper truth. We have forgotten how to survive winter. I don't mean surviving in a dramatic, stranded-on-a-mountaintop way. I mean the quiet, methodical, and deeply ingrained knowledge that our ancestors possessed. For them, winter wasn't an inconvenience to be endured. It was an engineering problem to be solved. Food, fuel, shelter, and time, these were the variables they managed with incredible ingenuity. They planned for winter, we just wait for it. Think about the language of the past. Words like larder, root cellar, smokehouse, icehouse. These weren't quaint terms for rustic decor. They were a sophisticated network of survival systems built right into the home. Salting, drying, curing, pickling. Fermenting, these weren't hobbies for foodies. They were essential technologies for preserving the harvest's calories to carry a family through the lean, cold months. Our great-grandparents understood the rhythm of the seasons on a cellular level. Autumn wasn't just for pumpkin spice latte. It was a season of intense preparation. It was the time for chopping and stacking wood, for mending clothes, for filling the pantry until the shelves groaned. A full larder was a symbol of security, a physical manifestation of a family's resilience. Their wealth wasn't just in money, but in stored food and fuel. Today, our larders are silent, but it's a different kind of silence. It's not the silence of famine, but the silence of forgetting. We haven't run out of food. We've outsourced the responsibility for it. Our new root cellar is the global supply chain. Our new larder is the just-in-time delivery system that stocks our local grocery store. Our new woodshed is the electrical grid and the natural gas pipeline. This system is a modern miracle. It's astonishingly efficient, reliable, and for the most part, completely invisible. We flip a switch, and there's heat. We turn it up, and there's water. We drive to the store, and there's food from every corner of the world, regardless of the season. This convenience has freed us from immense labor. But it has also created a fragile dependency that hides in plain sight. The problem is that winter no longer tests us directly. It doesn't force us to be resourceful in the same way. Instead, it tests our systems. And when those systems falter, a power outage from an ice storm, a supply chain disruption, a sudden spike in energy prices, we discover just how thin our buffer has become. Let's contrast our current state of abundance with our actual vulnerability. Never in human history has so much food been available to so many people. Yet, never has that availability been so temporally thin. Most modern households have maybe a few days' worth of food on hand. A week at most. Our ancestors planned in terms of months. Their resilience was measured by the season. Ours is measured in days. This isn't about romanticizing the past. Life was brutally hard. There was no golden age of homesteading where everything was perfect. The past wasn't better, but it was more redundant. Redundancy is a key concept in engineering and in nature. It means having backup systems. If one way of staying warm failed, there was another. If one food source spoiled, there were others to fall back on. They had multiple, overlapping strategies for survival. We have one, the system, and we trust it implicitly. We've traded practical skills for abstract faith in a complex, distant network we don't control and barely understand. How many of us could keep our homes warm without electricity or gas? How many of us could feed our families for a month if the grocery stores closed? These aren't apocalyptic fantasies. They are simple questions of practical knowledge. We have forgotten the simple physics of cold, how to properly layer clothing, the importance of a hat, how to seal drafts in a home, how to cook a meal with minimal fuel. These skills were once common knowledge, passed down from parent to child. Now, we just turn up the thermostat. We've become disconnected from the physical reality of our own survival. And this forgetting has an emotional cost, too. It creates a low-level, background hum of anxiety. That feeling you get when the weather forecast turns severe. That slight unease when the power flickers. It's the quiet whisper of our own vulnerability. It's the feeling of opening a cellar door and realizing, with a start, that there's nothing inside. Not because we couldn't fill it, but because we never thought we had to. But here's the hopeful part. Winter is still a teacher, and lately, it's been offering some gentle reminders. Climate volatility, unexpected storms, energy shocks, and those fragile supply chains we saw tested recently, they're all nudging us. Politely, for now. They're reminding us that forgetting has a cost, and that resilience is a skill worth relearning. This isn't a call to panic or to become a hardcore survivor. It's a call to become just a little more mindful, a little more prepared. It's about re-engaging with the physical world. It's about understanding where our heat, water, and food come from. It's about cultivating a mindset of resourcefulness. Maybe it starts small, learning to cook a few meals from shelf-stable ingredients, putting together a proper emergency kit for your car and home, insulating your windows, planting a small garden in the spring. Maybe it's about learning a new skill, like canning or basic food preservation, or simply having a conversation with older relatives about how they got through winter when they were young. You'd be amazed at the practical wisdom they hold. Each small step reclaims a piece of that lost knowledge. Each skill learned adds another layer of redundancy, another buffer against the unexpected. It's not about rejecting the modern world. It's about integrating the wisdom of the past into our modern lives to create a more robust, resilient future. Winter is coming, as it always does, but it doesn't have to be a source of anxiety. It can be a time for quiet reflection, for coziness, and for reconnecting with the fundamental acts of caring for ourselves and our families. It can be a time to remember what we've forgotten. We have the incredible privilege of relearning these skills by choice, not by necessity. Let's not waste that opportunity. Let's start filling our own larders again, not just with food, but with knowledge, skills, and confidence. Thanks for watching. What's one skill or a piece of winter knowledge you think is worth remembering? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, consider subscribing for more videos that explore the world around us. Stay curious and stay warm.